Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'd like to show you how to use Python to brute force against FTP surface. Although we can use Hydra or Medusa to do such cracking, but sometimes Python is more convenient. And another reason why I record this video is that now Python is so important for any pen tester. We need to practice Python as many as possible. And as you know, this machine launch breaker involves FTP cracking. I will not cover entire process of this machine. I'd like to only focus on brute forcing against FTP surface. Okay, so now without further ado, let's get started. We can head over to Linux VM. I've already opened up the editor of PyCharm. Of course, you can use any editor what you are comfortable with, like VS Code. But I prefer to use PyCharm to code Python program, and we can right click this folder what we are working on and go to new Python file. You can use any file name, for example, like FTP brute. Okay, we do not need to specify its extension. PyCharm will automatically add its extension for us. And we need to import some modules. The first module I'd like to import is ftplib. And the second module I'd like to import is threading, because I want to speed up this cracking process. Okay, and the next module I'd like to import is Q. Q module can allow different threads to share a variable. Okay, and the next module I'd like to import is Optparse. This module can process options or arguments specified by the user. And the next module I like to import is time module, because I do not want to, if without the time or delay between different request or collections, our program will have some error. Okay, and the next module I'd like to import is sys module. This module can control the flow of program, for example, exiting program. Okay, so I think that's all modules we need to import into this file. And I will use OP or object-oriented programming to code. Okay, so class, the keyword or the statement to define our own class, and we can use any name like FTP brute. Okay, brute. Convention for class name is, we will not use underscore. We can use the capital or capitalize every word. Okay, and then put them together. And next we need to define some methods. The first method would be init. For now, I just put pass. Statement. Next module I'd like to define is, of course, this is my personal way to code. I'd like to define method to handle arguments by or input by the user. Parameters handler But for now, we just put a pass keyword here. Next module I'd like to define is login or FTP connect or FTP login. And because username this case is known, for example, we just want to make brute forcing with different passwords. Okay, so password, and so any one beside the default parameter, the name is always self. Of course, you can use any other name, but by convention is self. Okay, and pass. We will come back to code this block later. And the next method we need to have is major method. But for now, again, pass keyword. Next, we can make if statement. So if the name is equals to the main, and the following code will be executed. We can initialize instance for our own class. So the cracker equals to FTP bloat, and then we can call its one-off function or the major function, or maybe method is a more accurate term. Okay, and there is a little warning. Maybe we need to add one more line break to make PyCharm happier. But this will not affect the program itself. So usually I will code the parameters method or handler method first. So we can initialize the Optparse class parser. You can use any other name, Optparse, and option parser class. We can here put some description like usage and the file name itself. First of all, we can define the username and then word list. Word list for passwords. We need to retrieve every line or each line from this word list to conduct brute forcing. Okay. Next is target, and next is port number. Of course, in our case, the port number is default one, 21. Okay. And so, of course, here we need to use % symbol, sysarchive. You know, this is a list, and the first item in this list is program name itself. Okay. Next, we can add option. We can call its method add option. The first option we can add is username. This is the short form for this option. And then the long format or long form, user name. Okay. And the destination is username. And its type is string. Okay, string. And we also can print out some help message, specify username. Next, we can add the second option. W means the word list. The long form is word list. And also the dest is word list. And then type is string as well. And help specify a word list of passwords. Okay. Next, we can add the third option is target, and its long name is target. Destination is target. Okay, and the type is string. And help specify target IP address or host name to connect to. And the next, optionally, we can define or specify the port number in case the port number is not default one. Okay, the port and destination is port. Type is integer. Okay, this would be different from other options. Help specify port to connect. Okay, next we can call it's a function. Sorry, this would be a tuple parser. This object has method pass arguments. This will pass all options and save into a tuple options and args. Okay, so next we can have if statement. If options, if the user didn't or failed to specify the username, it means that its value is long. All options word list is long. All options the target is long. Then we can print the error message. We can print like parser. This object has attribute usage, and this will print out this usage exactly for user. Then we do not need to continue, right? We can exit the program. Otherwise, we can continue. We can go on. If options, the port number is long, and then we can set to 21. Okay. Then, of course, I forgot to import another module. This module can help us to check the existence of word list OS module. And so if OS, we can call pass exists, and we can options word list. If not, it means that if not existent, then we can print the word list is does not exist. Okay, then we can exit from the program. Otherwise, we can return a tuple, and the first item in this tuple is options username, and then is word list. Okay, then is target, and then options port number. Okay, so of course you can use parentheses to to return this entire tuple, but we do not need it. It's not necessary. Python interpreter will automatically interpret it as a tuple. Okay, so I think we have already handled the parameters or arguments by the user. Next, we can capture such arguments in the init method. So self username, and we can save it to attribute of our own object. So self parameters, the first item, and word list, the second attribute of our class or object is the second one, and the third one target self, and then port number, the last one. Okay, so next we can print some message. Start to attack target, and maybe we can use a formatted string here, and so we can use curly brace the self target, and we can use column and another hole or placeholder for port number, self port number. Okay, so I think that's it for init method. Maybe we need to add one more line break. Okay, now PyCharm is happy. However, here maybe we need to remove or add one more line break. So why PyCharm is complaining? We can hover over this method name. Okay, we need to add one more line break. Okay, so now we can go to the FTP login method, and we can initialize the object FTP ftplib FTP. Okay, initialize the instance for this class. Next, we can try to connect to the target, and we can use keyword arguments. So the host would be our target, right? And port number is self port number. Okay. However, we can use construct of try and exception. If this is not acceptable, we can stop our program, and we can. So next, if there is any exception, we can print. So the target is not accessible. Okay, and we can exit from the program. Otherwise, we can try to log in to the target login, and we can give the two arguments. The username would be username, specify the user, and password is password. We pass it to this method, right? Password. Okay. However, we also can use try and except to catch any exception. Okay, except pass, and finally we can close this collection. Okay, because we need to use multi-threading module to speed this cracking. I forgot to initialize the attribute or valuable attribute, maybe. So we can use the Q. So this Q, this is a special variable, and this variable can be accessed or can be accessible by different threads. Okay, in normal cases, different threads cannot share anything, right? However, we can use this module to share something between different threads. Okay, so now we can put, this object has method put, and we can put to the password, and also I think we can print the password has been found. Okay, and we can use formatted string as well. Use curly brace, and here would be password. Okay, so now I think that's all for this method. So next we can come to run, and we can open the word list, self word list with read-only mode, and we can save it to variable f. If you use the normal way, for example, found line in fReadLines method, I think this method in most cases can work very well. However, if you use this method to loop over the big word list like LOQ, you will have error, some encoding error. So instead, I will not use this one. I like to use while true, and we can, every iteration we can just get each line or one line. Okay, read line. If there is any error during this process, we can use the try. And if we use this method to retrieve one line, if this method encounters problem, you just do nothing. We can use except. Now we can pass. So we can use this way to solve the problem of the read lines. Okay. So next we can initialize the threading class. Okay, so how to do? We can use the variable name t threading and thread, and we can here we need to give two arguments. The first one is the job, what we want this thread, the module do. Okay, so in this case is self FTP login, but here this is not, we do not want to run at this time. We just pass its method name. Okay, and next we need to is arguments. Here we need to give a tuple, although just only one piece of information should be passed, but we still need to use a tuple. And here is line strip. Okay, and do not forget to put the comma in the end. Okay, now we can start this thread. However, if we can make if one thread has already found correct passwords or has already put something into this queue object, then I think we do not need to continue. We do not need to start a new thread, right? So how to do? We can use if statement self. Only if this queue is empty, it means that we didn't find the correct password yet, and then we can initialize the thread and start the job. Okay. Otherwise, we just we can print something like well done, and exit from the program. So I think there should be well enough to run. Okay, no problem. We can save it and bring up the terminal and run our program. FTP. If you do not specify anything, you will get its usage. No problem. We can specify the username. The username in this case is Jenny, and word list is Rocky word list. Okay, and the target. And of course, port number is not necessary. Okay, but we can press enter. It's not accessible. The reason, this is what I'm going to show you. It's not accessible. It means that there is some error or exception during the connect. Okay, if you want, you can print out the message exception as E, and we can print the actual error message. then you can know what's wrong. Okay, run it again. As you can see, too many collections from internet address. Actually, we need to introduce some even small delay between each collection. So how to do? We just use a time module slip, and for example, we can just a small delay. Now, if we run it again, as you can see, because this case, the password is very simple, and also we will not see such error. Okay, so I think even we are using very big word list, a rocky word list, and this code can work very, very well. Okay, so to quickly recap, in my program, I use some modules like ftplib. This will be serving us FTP client. Okay, and another module is threading. Of course, you know, in this case, maybe it's not necessary because the password is very simple, not complicated. But in the real engagement, it will involve a very big word list and continue its crack until we can find correct password. Okay, so we need to import this module threading, and also I import the queue module. This can help us to share something between different threads. This case is password, and also we can have the condition. If the condition, for example, if the queue has something, and then we do not need to go on. Okay, and also I import this module. This module is so fantastic, which can help us process arguments or options by the user. And in this case, I think we have to use the time module to introduce some delay. Of course, alternatively, we can use another way. For example, we can use another module to specify the max workers. So maximum workers can be defined by us like 5 concurrent workers at the most. Okay, but in my current program, I use this way to do. Okay, and sys and os. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.